You did mention the knee scooter thing, but do you have any other mistakes that you could share, maybe from one of the launches? I know launches can really be hard to work with, a lot of moving pieces, a lot of failure points. Anything to share?
We haven't done a ton of launches because right now my course is evergreen. And now actually the future courses, we're kind of taking more of an evergreen approach. We're launching it. So the first time we launched it, it was almost more of like a beta, even though we didn't say it was a beta. We opened it for 3 days and closed it, and we wanted to get some feedback. The feedback we got was, we needed to tweak the structure of the course a little bit. We kind of got like lukewarm feedback on it, it kind of stinks at first. You're like, oh, we failed. But, hey, you got to like figure it out and redo it and come back. And also the guy I was working with on that course. So part of my strategy is partnering with other experts in the drone industry and them kind of creating the curriculum and us producing and distributing the content. And there's a profit share there. So yeah, so I wouldn't say that was a big failure, but that was something, we're like learning to work through and the guy who created it is a good friend of mine, Alex. He's great at what he does, but like us working together, figuring out how to launch, the perfect course. So we came out with another course later on drone photography, and that was much more well received because we had already gotten the feedback from the first course. I did a few more things differently on my end. So I read through, oh my goodness, why am I? Jeff Walker's product launch formula stuff, tried out some of those techniques, and that seemed to work a lot better. And we had some better results with that. People enjoyed the course a lot more, kind of better numbers. But I think the failures, if you will, not so much around launching, but when I first started, I didn't really know what I was doing when I guess you would say launched. You know what? Actually, let me rewind. I do have a good failure story for you. When I first started my business period, and I had worked for months and months and months on putting this course together. Like I said, I was at Starbucks till 2:00 in the morning. I was taking days off of work to go film at this guy's house to get it all together. I probably spent, $20,000 on editing and animations and equipment and software and all this stuff, and just like I'm in my basement with a drop cloth behind me, and I bought some lights. I'm like filming these videos in my basement. I mean, you can't tell it's my basement when you're watching it, but basement of my townhouse in Virginia. So I'm like, I have my whole heart and soul invested in this, right? And one of my competitors had launched a similar course. I know him, he's a good guy, and he's got good products, so I'm not surprised. But he had been building up a list for the previous 2 years, and he had a blog, so he had 50,000 people on his list. He launched, and he was selling his course for $300, and he, within maybe a month or a few months, had over 1,000 people that had taken his course. And I'm like, that's that's $3 million. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be a millionaire. I just immediately imparted his success on me here. Like, oh, this is going to be great. So I had these huge, my head just oh, you got huge. And I thought, oh, I'm going to launch to a list and I'm going to be a millionaire, which was a horrible way to think. And so I was like, all right, I got to get a list. So I went out and I bought the brand new, whatever the newest drone was like a Phantom 4 Phantom 4 by DJI. I bought it. I did a drone giveaway. I did the whole, if you share this, you get an extra entry thing. So it kind of, the viral share, even though I've learned that those are not your best customers a lot of times, they just want free stuff. So I got an email list cobbled together of about 4,000 people from that drone giveaway. And I thought, I'm going to launch this and it's going to explode, right? So when I was about to launch, I knew nothing about internet marketing, email list, how to work an email list, how to do any of that, build a relationship. I thought, well, if I email them, people are going to start unsubscribing. So I want to hit them with the sale right away. You know what I mean? And the guy I was working with, I don't know, I would maybe shoot out a couple emails to let them get to know you. I'm like, no, forget that. You just got to go right for the jugular. And so the first email, I'm like, basically, hey, I'm David. We put this course together, buy this course. And the full price was like $300, just matching the other guy. But a limited time discount, we'll give it to you for $100. Maybe I listed for $250, I don't remember. Well, I launched and I sat back and I was like, all right, here we go, And one sale trickled in, and then maybe a couple hours later, another sale trickled in, and I launched another email out, and literally that was it. I made 2 sales at $99. So I invested, I spent $1,400 on a drone, and all this time and money, and my revenue so far was $200 to show for it. And oh my gosh, I was really depressed. I was really bummed out. And I recorded videos from that time too, because I was like, I'm just going to document how terrible this is. So I've watched a couple of those since then to remind myself. And it was like, well, that didn't go like I planned. So back to the drawing board. And yeah, no, it was tough. That was a tough couple of weeks. I was just pretty down about that. So man, had to figure out how to balance.
That is rough. And I know you've gone through Ramit's launch course. I haven't gone through that one, but You made so many cardinal mistakes there. He'd smack you in the back of the head.
Oh, I know, right? I know. It was terrible. I'm looking back now, like the things, I mean, and I'm not like some super pro now, but just the things I know and I've learned, I'm just like, oh, I was just such an idiot. Like, I just didn't know what I was doing, you know? But hey, that's how you learn, right? You know?
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's important to point out, like, you're doing really well now, but like, look at all the like different ventures and ups and downs that you had. It's always a roller coaster. I think a lot of people miss that. They just see the highlight reel from people. So
right. No, yeah, it was 8 years of different side hustle ideas, maybe 6. Yeah, 6 years of side hustle ideas before one landed, you know. And I remember even at one point I probably made $30,000 off of that first the Squarespace thing. And then I remember I watched a video back the other day. I was watching some of the stuff from before, and I was like, well, I just spent the last, $500 in my account to like hire like somebody to help me with this. Like, let's hope this goes well. So I was literally down to like nothing. I mean, I still had my full-time job, so I wasn't like in a total panic. I still had money coming in, but I mean, as far as like my savings, I had just like drained it all, and it was like, and then it had flopped, and I was just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. At that point, I thought maybe this is another, knee scooter, knee scooter thing, and it's just, and after you've invested months of work, it's just such a horrible feeling.